Welcome back to Your First Trade. I'm Scott Connor. And now it's time for the wrap on this Monday, April 18th. Well, the markets were very choppy today. We'll talk about the four major indices, and we'll take a look at a couple stocks and sectors on the move, and then of course we'll wrap things up with economic data for the rest of the week. But let's turn to the four major indices today, and as I mentioned, the word of the day was choppy. As a matter of fact, the S&P 500 went in from positive to negative 5 different times during the day and almost closed unchanged after all that move. The S&P 500, in terms of stocks, we had 200 stocks up on the day, about 300 down on the day. 5 out of the 11 sectors were up, and you can see only one of the four major indices was up on the day, the NASDAQ. But you can see the percentage moves were not that big. As a matter of fact, the S&P, Dow, and NASDAQ were almost unchanged on the day. So market starting the week off with a bit of question. Now let's take a quick look at some of the commodities that we look at. Many of them were up today. We're starting with oil up to $107 a barrel. That was up about 0.5%. RBOB, which is gasoline, kind of quiet today, was down at just a little bit, but holding around that $3.35 a gallon. Natural gas is the one grabbing the headlines today, moving to another high that we haven't seen in 13 years, something like that. It's traded up to almost, I think, the $8 level, but settled back at around $7.72. So natural gas still moving to the upside. Gold showing a little bit of gain today, up $7 to $19.82. And finally, let's take a look at a couple other products we watched. Bitcoin, it tested the 41,000 level after it bounced today, but settled back down a little bit to the 41,800 level. And also don't forget VIX, the volatility index, which is sort of an indicator of fear and uncertainty. That moved a little bit lower today. It was up as high as, I believe, 2390, closed down around the 2240 level, right now trading at 2217. Now, what about stocks and sectors? Well, we saw strength today in the sectors which included energy, financials, and materials. Some of the names there that were showing some strength today were Chevron, ConocoPhillips, showing a good gain today. In the financial world, we had Bank America, after reporting earnings, stock doing well, beating there and showing some good strength today. JP Morgan, after it reported weak numbers last week, actually showing a little bit of strength today. You can see up almost 2% on the day. And finally, we had Mosaic, which is a fertilizer company. It was showing gains on the back of strength there as well. Where do we see weakness? Well, utilities, consumer staples, and healthcare. These stocks were under pressure today. If you look at Duke Energy, down about 0.5%. Costco, down about just under 1.5%. Procter & Gamble down just about 1%. Johnson & Johnson down 1.25%. And Pfizer almost down 2.5%. Now, what about some individual names? Well, one of them is Moderna, symbol MRNA. There was a Wall Street Journal article talking about what's happening with vaccines, and it seems like a lot of policy is shifting more to personal choice as opposed to mandated vaccines. So again, that did not turn out to be good news for Moderna, down about 10% on the day. What about Twitter? Well, that saga continues with Elon Musk and his proposed offer to buy the shares of Twitter. Again, stock back and forth, but did finish higher today. I believe was up about 7.5% on the day. Now, it seems as though the company is going to rebuff the offer from Elon Musk, which gives them time for potential other suitors to make offers as well. We'll see. That story will continue to unfold. What about economic data? Well, we didn't have any today affecting the market, but there is a lot out this week. A lot of that focus is going to be on homes, home sales, existing home sales, housing starts. Those are the kinds of numbers that we're going to keep a close eye on this week. Of course, we have jobless claims on Thursday as well. Overall, kind of a light week in terms of earning data. Now, what about earnings? Well, this is week number 2, the second inning of earnings season. And we're going to get a lot of other names outside of the banks. We'll get Netflix, United Airlines, American Airlines, Telephone, American Express, and many other names. It's going to be a busy week. All right, well, that's going to do it for the wrap here on this Monday to kick off the week.